Hello, welcome in to Gino's Best. We are here to review the new movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan called Trap. Now, the basic premise of the movie is there is a serial killer, and FBI and police set up a concert, a second night of a concert that was sold out to I don't know what happened there, but let's try that again. Welcome in. This is Gino's Best. I'm Gino, and I will be reviewing the movie Trap from 2024. I saw it a few days ago. It's a movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who's had his hits and misses, of course, starring Josh Hartnett and a few other lesser-named actors and actresses. The basic premise of the movie is that the FBI and police set up a second night of a really popular musician, similar to a Taylor Swift type of musician, where the FBI knows that this serial killer will be in attendance. So they set up the concert and they have a huge police presence, and a lot of this is revealed in the trailer. So, I'll do my best not to spoil anything while still giving you guys my honest feedback. The movie is a little bit what you'd expect and then takes some turns as an M. Night Shyamalan movie will. Now, I wouldn't say that there's necessarily a twist that like something that M. Night is known for, but they show you in the trailer that the lead character, our protagonist, is the Butcher, which is what is the serial killer's moniker. So we have that. We know that going into the movie. So we know that he's going to be there with his daughter to provide her this experience, right? And the way they set up all the bowling pins and the way they knock them down is really good. As a therapist, as a psychologist, I thought the psychology in this movie was handled really well. They bring in an FBI profiler who describes to us, the audience, that, this man will be calm. He will be calculated. He won't panic. It's a really good display of what somebody like that might be like. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The music that they played throughout and during the concert, I thought was catchy enough to not turn me off from the movie, right? Obviously, this female singer is appealing to younger girls, so there might be some disconnect for a non-target demographic of that musician. But I thought that they did a really good job not destroying as an audience member, destroying our desire to continue watching the movie. Now, that's just my opinion. I'm sure other people have their own. So as the movie starts playing out, you see in the trailer, he's starting to get information from this merchandise vendor. And some of those interactions were wonderful. The way Hartnett played it, he acted incredibly well in this movie. I can't even remember what else I've seen him in, so that's on me. But he did a really great job with this. Some of the decisions that the vendor was making, having just come from a live event, that a vendor like that probably isn't going to be making those choices. So I did think there was a little bit of, is that realistic type of thought process, or what a character would actually do in that situation. Either way, we needed these things to happen to help further the plot. The movie is thrilling. I found myself needing to remind myself, take a breath. Throughout a lot of the film, I find myself like holding my breath, like really on edge, right? The movie's not as scary as it is thrilling. If you don't like gore, if you don't like typical things associated with horror, you still might find enjoyment out of this movie based on the premise alone. If you liked the premise in the trailer, I recommend going to see it. Is it the best movie in the world? Could they have done some things differently? Of course, right? But it's art. All movies are art. So when you have an artistic vision, sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't work for people. I found it really engaging, really intense. I never wanted to check my clock or my phone to see what time it is, how much longer we have left in the movie. It played out. It was fast paced. The information was coming at you. You got to see his relationship with his daughter. I had presumed, based on the trailer, that it was all going to stay at the concert. And a minor spoiler, the movie does not all take place in the concert setting. And I thought, if you're going to do that, that they handled that about as well as you could. It didn't feel like, oh, well, if this character just decided to do this, then everything would work out. Or if this character just, didn't make that choice, that, things would be fine. It was very uncomfortable in a good way. It was cerebral. You could tell M. Night was doing his best to direct this with that horror thriller type of feel. He was very artistic with the shot choices and compositions that he was using. Sometimes you're showing our protagonist in this movie is a bad person. We don't often see a movie where we are following the bad guy as our person, essentially, that we're rooting for. Right? That's what a protagonist is. Right? The antagonists in this film are people that are the good people. So that is an interesting dynamic to struggle with as a viewer of a product. Right? You have a protagonist. Usually you want to see them succeed. There are a few examples of TV shows and movies where this happens. I know the first one and the major one that comes to my mind is Walter White in Breaking Bad, right? He's our protagonist, but he does horrible, horrible, horrible things. And we shouldn't really be rooting for him, right? If anything, we should be rooting for Jesse, who also does pretty horrible things, but I'm digressing. So we have this lead character, we have his daughter, we get introduced to some of the family. As the information starts filling out, and as we're becoming more aware of what's going on, you see kind of what has led this man to become who he is. You see what has led to the idea that they'd even know he'd be there, and all of those types of things. There's a part in the movie where I was upset at a choice that a character made, but not because I thought it was a choice that they wouldn't make. It's similar to the movie Blow. If you've seen that movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a decision where you're like, well, I don't like that. Even though this is a bad guy, I didn't like that. I thought it was really well done. It made me feel things. It was an experience, and I would recommend this movie to anybody who saw the trailer and found it interesting. Now remember, trailers are designed as a piece of marketing to send you to the theater. They want to get you in, get your butt in the seat, right? So a trailer is a good idea, to let yourself understand, the way the movie might look and things like that a synopsis might not help you with. So with 140 reviews, this movie has a 53% Rotten Tomato meter score, which means 53 people out of 100, 53 critics gave it a thumbs up as opposed to a thumbs down. So this isn't saying that this is a 5 out of 10 movie. This is saying that about 5 out of 10 critics enjoyed this movie and about 5 out of 10 didn't. Now the audience score is a little higher. The audience score is 65%, which again is a thumbs up or a thumbs down review. A lot of people get confused as to what Rotten Tomatoes score actually means. Right? So we have that as our information. I am on the side of it's a thumbs up movie for me. M. Night Shyamalan's daughter is in the movie. She does a really good job. She's the musician. She does some acting, and I think that she does a really good job with that for somebody who I haven't seen be an actress in much. The movie does start to have some issues. I wasn't the biggest fan of some sleight of hand type of things that felt unrealistic towards the end of the film. But I will say that when the film ended, I found myself really enjoying it, really happy that I decided to go see that, supporting it. Because remember, this is how we tell movie theaters and movie makers what we want them to make, is by going and spending our dollar at the theater on the movie. I have AMC A-List. I think it's the best program that you can have. I get to see up to 3 movies a week. So I will be seeing 3 individually different movies this week as well. And you will be seeing reviews for these movies coming out. So I would say if I was going to assign a number rating to it, it's probably like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's not a perfect movie. I don't think any movie really is perfect. 10 out of 10. It's really hard to achieve that for me. But I know that I believe that you're going to have a good time. I believe that you're going to go there, and if it was for you, if it seemed like the trailer and the premise is for you, then I think you'll enjoy it. If the premise doesn't seem like it's for you, this is Millie. Say hi, Millie. If the premise doesn't seem like it's for you, then you probably won't enjoy this. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing and hearing what you guys think. Please leave a comment down below on this video. Let me know what you thought, whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it. It's okay to disagree with each other. That's how art works. It's all subjective, and it's an experiential event. That's why I love going to see movies in theaters. Thank you so much for all of you guys that have tuned in, and for those who watch this on demand afterwards. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the content. You'll notice camera settings and stuff. I'm working out the kinks on that. The most important part about this is my audio opinion. I hope that you guys will bear with me while I figure out how to get the camera to be as top quality as I can for the coming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys stay safe out there and have a great day. I will see you next time.